Hey everyone, Richard here, and welcome to another video. Recently I finished my Moon Knight Volume 1, I thought I'd do sort of a collection highlight video where I showed off that complete Volume 1 and tell you a little bit about some of the books, some of the ones to look out for, some of the, I guess, more important issues within it. But let's just get into it. Starting with number 1, Moon Knight number 1, probably the biggest key within the series. It's first appearance of Bushman, who is arguably Moon Knight's biggest villain. It's also the first appearance of Khonshu, the Egyptian god that sort of gave him his powers. It's also the first origin of Moon Knight, so just lots of key elements about this book. It's not necessarily the most valuable book in the run. We'll get into that as I get through this, but still a really important book to look for if you're a Moon Knight fan. Also, it was a Bill Sienkiewicz cover, as is this one, number 2. Nothing really significant about it other than just being an awesome Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Number 3, this is a minor key. It's the first appearance of Midnight Man, who is the father of Midnight, which is a big character for Moon Knight. He ends up being Moon Knight's sidekick for some time and a foe. Like I said, not a major key by any means, but still a minor key. Number 4, just another Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Number 5. One thing about the covers in this series is either they're very dark or they have a lot of colors that pop. Just great covers throughout it. This is the first non-Bill Sienkiewicz cover, number 6. It's a Earl Norrim cover. Still really, really cool cover. Then we get back to some Bill Sienkiewicz. Number 7. Number 8, probably one of my favorite covers within this run. One I've shown in other videos before for that very reason. Just a really cool book. Number 9. This one isn't a key issue, but it is a Frank Miller cover. Frank Miller has a few covers in this series. Really cool cover to look out for. Number 10, back to Bill Sienkiewicz. Number 11. Number 12, another minor key. This is the first appearance of Morpheus, minor villain for Moon Knight. Morpheus basically doesn't sleep and has the ability to give people nightmares, and for a character like Moon Knight who is dealing with some sort of mental illness himself, it's a pretty neat villain for him. Number 13, a Ron Wilson cover. Number 14, this is the first appearance of Stained Glass Scarlet. She's another vigilante in sort of the Moon Knight spectrum of things. She is a foe of his. I think if there's ever a Netflix series featuring Moon Knight, this character has a very high chance of showing up. Her and Moon Knight end up having sort of a psychic bond, and they clash a lot, so just a really cool book to look out for. Number 15. This is another Frank Miller cover. It's arguably the best Frank Miller cover in this run. Just a really, really cool book. Number 16, a Dennis Cohen cover. '17, another Dennis Cohen cover, but this one's also worked on by Juska. Getting back to some Bill Sienkiewicz covers. '19. '20. This is a really cool cover. I just love the way the color pops off Moon Knight in it. 21. 22. Again, lots of Bill Sienkiewicz in this run. Number 23. Number 24. Really, really cool cover. There's Stained Glass Scarlet right there on the cover right there with Moon Knight. Awesome book. 25. This is one of the books that you really should look out for. This is one of the books that can give number 1 a run for its money if it's in high grade, because it's a black cover. Really hard to get it in high grade. This one's actually in really good shape. It probably is worth more than my number 1. This is the first appearance of the Black Spectre, which is another major villain for Moon Knight. Probably he's only second to Bushman. He's basically the antithesis of Moon Knight. He wears black armor, and yeah, he's a big character for as far as foes go for Moon Knight. Number 26. Number 27. This is the last Frank Miller cover in the run. I probably need to upgrade this one at some point because it has a stamp on it. But number 27 is just another great Frank Miller book. '28, just a super awesome Bill Sienkiewicz cover. '29, werewolf cover. Werewolf is also a reoccurring villain, or I guess foe, not necessarily villain, but foe of Moon Knight. Number 30. '31. This was possibly my favorite cover in the whole series. Bill Sienkiewicz at his best. '32. This is a Carl Potts cover. '33. We've got Bill Sienkiewicz again. '34. That's a pretty classic looking Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Pretty much identified that one as him right away. '35. Another Carl Potts cover. '36. A Michael Kaluta cover. Another recent book acquired. Probably in my top 5 favorite covers in this series. Really, really cool. 37. Again, this is a Michael Kaluta cover. This is one to look out for. It's the second to last issue, and it goes for a little bit of money. Not as much as number 1, but in high grade, this is a desirable cover to find. And 38. This is the last issue. It's kind of hard to find, especially in high grade because of black cover. This one, at least in Raw, I don't have any sort of statistics for slab books because I don't watch them as closely. But as far as high grade Raw books, this one can outsell number 1 without too much difficulty. Definitely one to look out for. And that's the whole run. So I hope it was, I guess, interesting or useful to some of you. Just super happy to finally have this complete run. Alright, everyone. Take care.